Welcome back to JLW Gaming 2. I will be your host Blue Buzz, and today we're going to talk about everything that we have on the screen here. There's a lot of information here, so let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about is the bar that goes across the top of your screen. This is your rank to the next level, or experience to your next level, and basically your experience until your next rank. And the top bar will show up in silver, and as you can see in the bottom one, it shows up in gold. This is also your ranking. You're a citizen of the Romulan Republic. If you click on this, this shows all of what you're going to get as you level. Virtually all your traits, permission to buy ships, all this stuff. I will let you look through this at your leisure when you come into the game, but it is very helpful to know what's coming up. Commendations, you will still get experience towards the commendations as you level, but you can get more when you unlock duty officers, which unlocks at level 11, and it says it right here. You get access to it at 11. So that covers this bar. The next thing we're going to talk about is this little bar, and it shows buffs that you can have up. I don't think we have any up, and I'm pretty sure we don't. We click open this, and it shows what we have and what we don't. And if you click them all open, you can see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There are places you can buy buffs in the game and stuff like that, but for the most part, you don't really need to see any of this. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is our character here. It shows a picture of our character, the name. The blue bar is your shields, personal shields. Your green bar is your health, and there it says it as you're holding over it. It's pretty self-explanatory and straightforward. So we click on her. This little button allows us to pin ourselves. It's not really useful to pin ourselves up here because we already have ourselves up here. But we can pin other people as well. Let's see if we can click on Tovin, and we can pin Tovin's life. So if we're trying to heal Tovin or make sure Tovin stays alive, it's very helpful to have him pinned to our screen. You can pin more than one person. I don't know if we can click on anybody else. Nope, there's nobody else that we can. So we can't actually show others, but you can have 3 or more up here, and that is very useful. We can unpin Tovin, and then we come down here to this. This just shows our character completely. Citizen, rank, our ship that we're flying. If you right click on other people and hit information, you can figure out what ship they have. Say you really like what their ship looks like, you can tell by right-clicking on somebody and saying information. There are no other players here, so we really can't do that. And for the rest of it, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you're a citizen, it shows it up here too. However many meters you are from the person, say we are 14.8 meters from Tovin, it shows that up here. Up next, we have our chat bar. And I took a little break, and it appears that we've been joined by 2 people. So, but our chat bar, our notifications, which is blank because we have no notifications. Then we have our chat, and this is where, if you click down here, this is where you can type in your local chat and what have you. NPC, non-player controlled entities such as Tovin over here, and people sitting around in here, and anybody else you can interact with other than players. Then we have our combat, which shows the combat in this area. You can see somebody's doing disruptor damage with a pistol and what have you. We can go back to chat, which is where I'm going to stay. The little white local. If you click on this, you can change your channel to zone or local. There are other channels which you will pick up, like if you join a fleet, you will have a fleet channel. If you are in an armada in that fleet that you joined, you will have an armada chat. if you have private channels that you've been invited to and or have joined, you will be able to switch to those through this little spot right here. Next up, we have the chat configuration and social shortcuts. We can set our channel just like we can down here, and we can find a team. Finding a team is like, say, these two guys that showed up. If I wanted to invite them to a team, or find a team that is looking for somebody like training day. We can find a fleet. You can do it like this and follow the instructions that they give you. Read all about their fleets. I have never done this. I always just get picked up as I fly around. It happens constantly. Team settings, we can set our team. Say you're the team leader, you can set your loot threshold, all that good stuff from here. Friends, we don't have any friends because this is a new one. We can add friends. Ignored, you can set players to ignore. Say one of those people that just came in, like that guy, if I wanted to ignore him, I can add him there. That is a very useful thing because sometimes in this game, things happen where you want to ignore people. Search, you can search for everybody that's in this area. It's very handy for inviting. You can invite, you can tell people things. Say I click on this person, tell them something, and type it here. You can set your status. Looking for a group, whatever. Looking for team mode and privacy. Privacy, you are able to shut off being able to be contacted by other people. Seeing fleet mail and what have you. Only friends and fleet can actually invite you to do different things. Only friends and fleet can tell you stuff. Allow friends and fleet to trade. Only allow friends and fleet issue challenges. Challenges kind of went by the wayside, so I really wouldn't worry about that one too much because challenges kind of went by the wayside at 60. When 60 went to 65, they kind of messed up the challenge thing, and it has never come back. You used to be able to right-click on somebody and challenge them to a fight. Can't really do that anymore. So, and yeah, fleet invitations. If you fly around and you don't want to join a fleet, and you're getting invited constantly to join fleets, turn it off. You'll never see it again. They won't be able to invite you. Okay, next up on our list we have notifications. I believe it's notifications that we're at. Let me look here. Nope. We have a lot more. Friends. Basically, it shows your friends. It's pretty simple. You can add a friend right there. Then we have emotes. Emotes aren't very helpful in the game. There's things like you have to do a dance competition and things like this. That makes it a little easier. You can pin this bar here, raise it up, and if you got to do dances, you bring down your dances and say you're going to dance the club. Basically, the things say, dance the leg kick. So you dance the leg kick. It's pretty simple and straightforward. There are other things like alert, attention, your AFK. You sit down. You can beg. I don't recommend begging in this game. It's not looked on favorably. Cry. There's all kinds of emotes and other ones that you can get by doing different missions and getting different things done. I mean, you can say hello to people and wave. There's all kinds of stuff in here. The next coming up would be our notification settings. Basically, you can turn off what you see coming in to here. Say you wanted to turn off admins. If you don't like admins, you can shut them off. Gameplay announcements, loot, the whole everything in here. I will let you look through it. I basically leave them all on. So help pop-ups, a lot of people hate the help pop-ups. They can shut them off. The next up is our chat settings. Chat settings are very useful. Very, very useful. You can change, say, like as I was saying earlier, if you join an Armada, you can change the color of your Armada chat. You can change the color. Say you like, let's find zone. Say we want our zone chat to be bright red. I don't know why anybody would want to, but if zone comes up, it will be bright red. It is very helpful to change the colors of your stuff, because then you can actually tell who is sending you a message. If all the colors are changed, you can say at a moment's glow or a moment's glance that my fleet is trying to contact me or my friend is trying to contact me. It makes it very helpful. Then we can add new windows. We can add more of these other than NPC and combat. You can have specialized channels set up. Anything all the way down here if you want to. New tab. You can add a new tab. Channels. You can create channels, or you can join a channel. As I said, some channels you can ask to be a part of. Some channels they ask you to be a part of. Some are private. It's helpful to have specialized channels going on. But I do highly recommend changing color of your chat. It makes it helpful so they're all not looking the same color. Next up, we have mic volume, which I really wouldn't worry about, because the first thing when we get up to that area, I'm going to have you do is shut off in-game chat. In-game chat in this game is horrible. I mean, I have been in, when I first started, I have been in many TFOs where I would join a TFO and all I would hear is somebody going the whole time, or super loud music that just blows your eardrums out. And if you're running a headset, it is absolutely horrid to have that. They don't really use it too much for chatting. Everybody uses Discord, TeamSpeak, whatever they're using. So most fleets have their own voice program. I would highly recommend joining a fleet voice program, because you can get your information so much faster than trying to type it. When you start talking about builds in this game, they can be rather in depth and could take days to type them out. There is so much information in this game that typing, while is useful, is not as useful as voice chat. And then a mic test, which you really won't need, because if you're going to shut off your in-game chat. Now, you can set your status. You can block team invites, allow team invites, and open teaming. So, there is that. And what we have next is our bar here. Basically, we have no weapons, but it does show fists. We can switch our weapons, or we can holster and draw our weapon. For the most part, this means nothing other than when you have more than one weapon. We have no weapons, so this means really a whole lot nothing. Say later on, when we just do this here and start playing, we will end up with a pistol and we will end up with a rifle on this screen. And this will allow us to be able to switch back and forth between a pistol and a rifle. Holstering it just means you put it on your side or on your back, rather than have it in your hand carrying it around. Okay, these are your attacks. They will change as you put pistols or rifles on and what have you. But these are your hand attacks, and yes, you can fight. You can fight very well with your hands. There are 3 attacks: a palm strike, a punch, and a jab, I believe. Yes, jab. And then we have heals. Small hypos, they give them to you right off the bat. You can also pick them up on from loot and elsewhere. And basically what they will do is heal your health up here. Then the next thing up that they have populated our bar with is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This is very useful if you are in a team and another player dies. You can bring them back up using cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Or if a bridge officer, you will have bridge officers that go on missions with you, dies, you can bring back up your bridge officers with cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The next thing we have is abilities. As you move up in rank and get more abilities, more traits, more things like this, different abilities will show up in here. You can you can drag them and put them anywhere you want on your bars. Or you can drag them off. I just used one of those heals. Not a big deal. You can also lock the tray. Well, say like you want to move this cardiopulmonary resuscitation over here. You can do that. If you lock the tray, you cannot move it. It will not move. Which is very useful because as people are clicking stuff in the middle of a fight, to have it fall off your tray is very annoying. Especially if it's something you use all the time. Say you're fighting and you're clicking your punch and your punch and your jab all the time. Just bang, 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 bang. Well, if something accidentally happens and you drag it off, you just lost half your attacks. So I highly recommend having this locked. Next is the number of trays that you have. To start off with, you can have up to 3 trays. As I said, you will end up with more clickies to do, and it makes it very helpful to be able to have more bars. But for now, we're going to go back down to 1. Okay, I can see that this video is going to go a little long, so I think we're going to cut it here and we'll pick up the rest the next time.